Okay, first of all, I'm very pleased to be able to thank Justina for inviting me. It's a great honor to be here. I'm not an economist or a sociologist. I'm not the best person to analyze the complexity of the problems. Why Italy is behind. I thought it was very interesting. We heard, I think it was the politician from Mark made this point that the 20 decades of demagogy and populism have been a major problem. That may very, very well be so. And I don't think it's going to be very easy to resolve this problem. Let me tell you a little bit my background. Once again, I'm a scientist, actually. I left Italy now 3 decades ago, in 1983. Like many people, I did a postdoc. I went to the United States to San Francisco with the idea of returning after 2 or 3 years. Of course, I did not stay. And so, unlike many of my colleagues, many people were in, my career path has been a little bit different because I spent, 25 years of my career in an industry, in the biotechnology industry, at Genentech. I started at the time when going from academia to industry was really something very almost embarrassing, was going to the dark side. But I thought it's been a great experience. It's been a fundamental experience for me because actually it's been possible to do some scientific discoveries combined with develop some therapeutics. Actually, I've been very fortunate. My basic research resulted into major drugs. One drug used for cancer, which is one of the top cancer drug called bevacizumab or Avastin, and a drug for eye disease, which is called Lucentis, which has been had probably very significant impact on blindness, in macular degeneration. And I think that this has been possible in a very unique environment, in the Genentech, with the very creative environment within the Silicon Valley. Probably, we talk about Italy. I think it would be very, very difficult to do anywhere else in the United States, let alone a European country. And this makes ties with what Francesco Della Porta said about we need to be very realistic and do what can actually be done, not in abstract, not try to imitate, the Silicon Valley model, which is extremely difficult. The success of the Silicon Valley area, but in the biotechnology, especially in the computer industry, internet, etc., is reflected this very unique, climate of venture capital and especially science. Many of you probably noticed that the founders of Google and Yahoo came both all from the programming computer science at Stanford. And so you have also universities like UCSF and Berkeley. So this is a very unique, place, which once again it would be very, very difficult to recreate it, to copy, this model and just import it in Italy. Even anywhere else in the world or in the United States, it could be very difficult to do so. So once again, I think that it's very important to be realistic and to have some professionalism. I participated in many of this, round table. One theme which is very recurrent, is the encouragement people to be innovative in Italy, to initiate some startup, to participate in economy, to contribute to economy. But this is maybe a very naive idea. It can be very wishful thinking. It can be like, to use an Italian word, I think the best word they can find is velleitario. Because it is very, very difficult if you don't have a very precise idea, if you don't have, it's got to be, that almost inevitably will result in failures. Once again, try to do what is possible, what is realistic, I think is probably the most important kind of, contribution to that, So I would say, leave it to what, Pierluigi has to say.
Thank you.
Yeah.